So I got the Berenstain Bears, not Berenstain Bears, Berenstain. If you guys can see the cornucopia, see the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom tag.
The reason I know for a fact that this guy is full of shit and he's messing with all of you is because... Hey humans, it's Hannah. Welcome to your October TikTok debunking video. Today's video is going to be kind of a Halloween special. We have some really fun ones today to get you into the spirits. For example, I am tackling this one that I got tagged in so many times. I have a lot to say about this one, and we're going over 10 of them today. We do have a quick word from our sponsor, but I will be right back. Everyone stop what you're doing for just a second because you have never seen anything like this in the spicy toy industry. The first collection of completely silent toys are here officially. You heard that right, silent. The brains at Bellesa, which is today's sponsor, have created something called Whisper Tech. And they have delivered to us an assortment of toys that you are going to be obsessed with because they are completely silent. Meet the Whisper Collection, the world's first silent vibrators. Bellesa's Whisper Tech ensures that you never have to pick between power and discretion ever again. Let me just show you how quiet these are. It's on. It's on. You could see that it's lit up. It's right by the microphone. These toys are luxurious, aesthetic, and pack a serious punch. I don't know how they do it, but we're here for it because now you can prioritize your self-care, so to speak, without waking up the entire house, or honestly, without even waking up your sleeping partner next to you in bed. This is the Whisper Bullet, and this has actually been my favorite for a very long time. This is my go-to. I just love how portable and small that it is, but it's versatile. Like, this will work for any gender identity, body type, what have you. It is a silent bullet vibe with 5 speeds. We also have the Whisper Rabbit, the Whisper Vibe, and the Whisper Wand, which both have 6. That's right, 6 vibration speeds. The Whisper Vibe gives you the quietest G-spot stimulation that you can find on the market. The Whisper Rabbit, on the other hand, has independently adjustable clit stimulation and G-spot stimulation. And the Whisper Wand delivers extremely powerful vibrations if you're into that. But the entire collection is completely silent. And honestly, like, you have to see it for yourself, but obviously not hear it for yourself in order to believe it. Like I said, I want to hook you guys all up. Anyone who signs up will get a free Whisper Vibe, which is part of the new collection, or a free Rose, the viral Rose suction toy with any Whisper purchase. Click the link at the top of the description right below this video for all the details, and thank you again to Bellesa for being an amazing sponsor of this channel. Okay, so this first one is from the account Conspiracy Barber 01, and yeah, let me just show you this one first because boy, we're starting off heated. Might be coming in hot here.
All right, guys, so this is probably the 4th time I'm making this video because TikTok keeps on taking my stuff down. So stay tuned on what I'm about to show you. I'm gonna go into my safe here and show you a couple Mandela effects that I'm now gonna come out and show them to the world. So look at what I got here. Oh, hold on. So I got the Berenstain Bears, not Berenstain Bears, Berenstain. It's an actual book. I also have the Shazam VHS. And last but not least, it's paint, by the way. It's not what you guys are all talking shit before. Hold on, let me find the tag on these. If you guys can see the cornucopia. See the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom tag. So Fruit of the Loom denies ever having a cornucopia on their sweatpants. Yeah, so Fruit of the Loom denies ever having a cornucopia under sweatpants. The Berenstain Bears are saying it's always been the Berenstain Bears. And there's also saying that the Shazam video never existed. I also have a old jar of Jiffy peanut butter that they're saying it's always been Jif, not Jiffy. I'm proving all the Mandela effects wrong, right? However you want to take it. I'm proving the Mandela theory. So, if you see this video, share it, like, follow, comment. Let me know how you were taught growing up. Because TikTok keeps taking my stuff down. It's not a conspiracy, guys. It's real life shit. So, just keep sharing this video. Share the video.
Okay, so most of you probably are aware of what the Mandela effect is. However, I am just going to explain it for those of you who may be new here or aren't on the side of the internet so much. So briefly, the Mandela effect is basically when a significant amount of people who are unrelated to each other have the same false memory. What comes up when we talk about this every single time is the Berenstain Bears, right? We all remember as a kid reading the Berenstain Bears books, and we called it the Berenstain Bears. However, it was always the Berenstain Bears, A-I-N, not E-I-N. And people are shocked to discover when they go find their old books that it is, sure enough, Stain, not Steen. There's so many examples of this, though. There's Chick-fil-A. People swear that it used to be C-H-I-K, not C-H-I-C-K. And then there's ones that he talked about. So Shazam is a movie that people swear Sinbad was in, but people often are mistaking it for the movie with Shaq called, I think it's Kazam. And a lot of people swear that the Shazam movie did exist and they watched it many times as a child. Fruit of the Loom logo, people swear there was a cornucopia, and there was never a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. So that is the Mandela effect. The reason I know for a fact that this guy is full of shit and he's messing with all of you is because I have seen that Shazam tape before when I've researched the Mandela effect for other videos. So I recognized immediately what he did to get that Shazam tape. Notice in the video, he makes sure not to show it to you for very long because there's writing on the back to indicate that this is a novelty item. It's a fake. You can go to champagnevideostore.com on your own. You can order this yourself. It's $15 when you go to that website. It's a novelty item that somebody made. It's a fake VHS tape. So, I mean, I'm so sorry, but that's it. I know that that tape is fake. I know exactly where he got that. So it doesn't really matter how he did all the other things because he already blatantly lied about that tape. So everything else, I'm so sorry, but null and void. I don't care what he says. So then he shows a video of him claiming that he has an old jar of Jiffy peanut butter. He claimed in a comment that he found it in the cupboard of an old uncle's house, somebody in his family who passed away. Again, Jiffy peanut butter never existed. I already debunked this. We already know that this guy is lying. We already know that there is also good evidence that these Mandela effects are actually false memories that a collective group of people have. So my guess, I can't tell you exactly how he did all these things. However, I will go through them and tell you what I suspect. The Jiffy peanut butter is the exact same label as the real peanut butter brand Jif. I would venture a guess that he has access to an extremely good printer that can make not only labels, but make like glossy labels and very high quality labels. There are plenty of printers out there, and there's printers you can buy for a few $100s that can do this kind of thing for you. Notice when he shows us in the video, there's no barcode, at least not that I could see in that video. There's no barcode on that peanut butter jar. So I bet you anything he photoshopped this and printed a new label. I'm sure he took the label off another peanut butter and put this on. I'm guessing something similar for Fruit of the Loom. Now, there is a great, very thorough article on Snopes.com that has thoroughly debunked the Fruit of the Loom conspiracy. There have been documented cases of people deliberately photoshopping a Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia in order to perpetuate this conspiracy. There's been documented cases of this happening and people printing it on a t-shirt or putting the label on socks, and it has been proven to be photoshopped. Fruit of the Loom themselves even did this for an April Fool's Day prank once. But there is proof that there was never a cornucopia. Look at the Fruit of the Loom commercials from decades ago. Here's an example.
Fruit of the Loom knows your boys are rougher, tougher than ever. Destruction on wheels to a pair of briefs. That's why Fruit of the Loom introduces the Unbustables, our best-built boys' briefs ever.
With our heaviest pre-shrunk cotton fabric. Our strongest waistband ever. All at a great low price.
So give your tough guys our best-built boys' briefs ever. The Unbustables, new from the unbeatable Fruit of the Loom. Now, save up to $4 on future purchases of Fruit of the Loom. Details at stores.
Now, my guess for this one is that he likely, yet again, bought a tag from maybe an Etsy seller or something like that if he was able to find one. But I have another feeling that he was able to just use a pretty high quality printer to put this on a tag and sew it into sweatpants. As for the Berenstain stain book, whatever you want to call it, I don't know exactly. My suspicion would be some sort of use of AI. Probably could have done this, but also if that's not the case, he probably could have printed this out as well. This book does exist, the real version of it, so he could have bought that book and put a new cover on it, again using a high-tech printer, or easier enough, he found somebody who made a novelty item yet again. This thoroughly pisses me off. This kind of thing pisses me off because I hate conspiracy theorists in general, and it feels like this guy is trying to purposely perpetuate. It doesn't feel like this. He is purposely trying to perpetuate conspiracy theories, which again just makes everybody more likely to not believe facts, not believe things that actually have evidence. It drives me so nuts because it's a slippery slope between that and then not believing scientific organizations, and it perpetuates people getting into all the other extremely harmful conspiracy theories like anti-vax and stuff like that. So nice try to this guy, but no. Okay, moving right along. This next one is from the account Jess Charles 4. The caption explains that this woman lost one of her very good friends named Derek about 13 years ago, and she was able to get some of his ashes. She explains in a different video that she got some of his ashes and that this weird activity in her house didn't start until after she brought his ashes into the house. So she believes that her late friend Derek is haunting her.
Mary, what the fuck? He's doing it again. He's doing it again. Mary, he's doing it again. Derek! Hey, Derek! I know you're fucking with me, dude. Derek! Derek. I'm talking to you, man. Stop fucking with me, dude. Calm down, Jessica. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. It's just Derek. It's just Derek. Hey, Derek. Hey, Derek. What you doing, buddy? I miss you. Derek. What are you doing, buddy? You know I love you. You know I love you. Hey, Derek. Come on, you dumb... What the fuck?
Okay, so she goes on to post a follow-up video. She posts a video of her showing us what's up there, like the staircase leading up to this little attic area, which honestly is really cool. I kind of want this in my future house. I kind of love this, like, little attic that goes up to a little bedroom. Anyway, so she posts this to show us that there's like no windows up there that could be reflecting something from the outside, and just kind of the whole lay of the land. But she says she refuses to go up because it creeps her out. She posts again saying yet again that she's hearing sounds coming from there as she lays in bed. And I'm sorry, I'm so dead. I am just absolutely deceased at the fact that so many people believe this. She shows us the attic later, but when it's happening, when she sees supposedly Derek, she won't get out of bed and show us. She won't go around the corner and flash the camera up the stairs. Come on. I am positive that this is a family member or a friend who's upstairs. She just showed us. So he's at the top of the stairs, the light's on, and he's making shadow puppets in the wall from where she could see them on her bed. If you saw that, you would immediately go to check it out. If you saw that, whether it was an intruder or a ghost or whatever, you would go around the corner to see what was there. And yes, I know in one of the subsequent videos, she does talk about how she just got back from the hospital and she was in the hospital for a few days. So she's on bed rest. Like, I totally understand that. But she doesn't say anything about that in the original video. That's like in a later video. I am so sorry, but what the hell? Why do people believe this? It is like, I don't know, that I want to say this one's creepy, but honestly, this one's not even creepy to me because it's just so, God, like, not even, yeah, I don't know. This is a no for me, in terms of like, it didn't even creep me out and would just be so easy to set up. And as we know, if it's easy to set up, if you could think of a way they'd set it up, they set it up. Okay, this next one is from the account Arica. I think I'm saying your name wrong, and I'm so sorry if I'm not. Arica Harrington. This is a great one for Halloween because this involves haunted Halloween decorations.
I bought her on Amazon. 2 nights in a row, she slowly turned around to look at me as I walked outside, walking to my car. And when I got inside of my car, she would turn back around. So I wanted to play this video, and as you can see, it is windy out right now. Not too windy, but windy. You can see she's slowly starting to turn around. Which on the first 2 nights there was no wind. It was not windy at all. But if you can see right here, you see how she's turning around? Okay, that's normal because of the wind. But hold up, look at her. She's turning back around. Why are you stopping right there to look at me? I don't play that. It's time for her to go. See, I think, okay, she's going to turn back around? No. She turns and she continues to look at me. No, I'm trying to get myself in the house at this point. Yeah, it's time for her to go. Anybody want her?
Okay, so she goes on to post a lot of updates. She claims that this seems to be only happening to her and not other people in her family when they watch the doll, and she ends up moving the doll to see if it's just a really windy spot and if it'll still do it. So she has her husband move the doll because she doesn't want to touch it. So she moves it to a different part. And then she claims that the day after he moved the doll himself that he got violently ill, like he was throwing up for 24 hours straight right after that happened. So she's attributing a lot of creepy, weird shit going on around the house to this doll that they recently bought. After that video, the doll seems to get blown off by the wind, and so it's on the ground in her garden. So she moves it to a chair very cautiously, a chair on the front porch. And then she posts an update explaining that after she left for the day, when she came back, the doll moved on its own in the chair, that nobody moved it in the house, that it moved on its own. I feel legitimately bad for this woman because I do think I don't think this is fake or set up. I think she is legitimately scared, because somebody in the comments even said that, yeah, I'll take it. And she shipped it off. She said, okay, bet. And she shipped it off to a commenter. So she got rid of the doll, and she was so scared she even took down her other Halloween decorations outside, which makes me so sad. You only get to put your Halloween decor out once a year, and she took it down because she was so scared of this. So that makes me really sad because I love Halloween. But she's full on convinced that this doll is possessed. What makes me extra sad is that I fear there's a logical explanation for all of these things happening, and I fear that this is also a classic case of confirmation bias, which we've talked about many times. And I feel like she got rid of this and is like giving herself so much anxiety for nothing. I will admit, in that first video, it does look like the doll is kind of moving deliberately towards her and moving in kind of a weird way. So let's go see if we can find this doll on Amazon, shall we? She said she bought it on Amazon. So pretty easy to find. On Amazon, this doll is $43.99 and it says scary Halloween decorations, outdoor hanging swinging doll girl with sound and slap activated. Light up eyes, creepy sound expressions, large scary Halloween decor props for indoor outside. So in the reviews, I did find some videos of this doll of people demonstrating how she works, and you might have noticed that it said motion and slap activated. So this doll is meant to light up, so her eyes light up and she makes really creepy Halloween noises with motion. So if somebody walks by, so it's great for trick-or-treaters, because if somebody walked by and she was hanging in your tree, it would go off and scare them, you know? Super fun Halloween decoration. I kind of love her, honestly. Now, as far as I understand, I couldn't see anything that directly said that the motion activation makes her swing. Like, is that making her move? Is the motion of her moving to the other side of the doll making the motion activation make her move that way? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the motion activation is only for making her eyes light up and for the sounds to happen if she has batteries in her. But if you look at the reviews, I found one review on this doll that said that they were disappointed by how lightweight the doll was. That basically it's not a full doll, it's just the head and hands and then the dress. And if you look at videos of this, you could tell there's nothing like there. There's nothing in this. It's just a dress with the little teddy bear and the swing. But that makes sense. I think they designed her that way on purpose because she's supposed to swing a bunch. She's supposed to swing at even a light breeze, and so they made her lightweight on purpose to get that effect. I also noticed the top of the string is not like a normal swing. It's not like a swing that you'd see on a playground with two chains, you know, and you just go to designed to go back and forth. It's the triangle one, you know, which is way more kind of tire swing like. I would say it's more like a tire swing than a normal swing you'd see on a playground. And that would make sense too, because a tire swing is meant to go in all different directions, like to spin on a tire swing and stuff like that. So I think that the swing itself is also designed in that manner so that she doesn't just swing back and forth. She kind of sways all the way around and swings whichever direction she wants to. I think with both of those things combined, it would make sense that even a very, very light draft or breeze would make her move. Maybe not swing, but it would make her move in different directions. Think of it in terms of this. Do you think that this would still be happening if she was on a normal swing? If she was on just a regular playground swing meant to go back and forth, would she be filming this and would the doll still like turn in these weird directions? Like, even if it was haunted, you know, it's just not going to do that. So I think this can really be attributed to the way that the swing is designed and the breeze. I'm not denying that it's creepy. It is creepy the way that that doll kind of moved. But again, it's hard to also imagine if she sat there and filmed for another 10 minutes, it's hard to believe that that doll would just be sitting there staring at her and it wouldn't eventually swing the other way. But with confirmation bias, I think that said she kind of primed herself. She's already scared of the doll. She thinks it's possessed. If she convinces herself that it's haunted, I do think that it is reasonable to then think that every time she looks at it, she's going to kind of be like waiting for it to move and then attributing like, oh, that was kind of in my directions, but then ignoring, not deliberately, unintentionally, kind of subconsciously ignoring all the times that the doll swings in other ways or isn't looking at you. You're kind of ignoring those times and only like really taking to heart, really like imprinting into memory the time that it did swing towards you. Even she said that maybe her husband just got food poisoning. Maybe he didn't really get sick because of the doll. And I do agree with her there. I think that was just a coincidence. If her husband had gotten sick on some random day that was unrelated to Halloween or not near Halloween, she wouldn't have thought twice about that. She wouldn't have thought, oh, something in our house must be haunted. She would have thought, oh, my husband got sick. She even like shows us pictures of her shoe rack falling and just kind of implying that the doll's also doing that. Implying that the chair moves outside after the doll already left, and that kind of, again, not explicitly saying it, but implying that that is what is going on. And I'm like, no, that's just confirmation bias. These are all just coincidences. You're just like really in your head about it. And so you're using random things that happen. Your brain is trying to confirm your belief by attributing those random things to the doll when it has nothing to do with that. Again, same argument. If the shoe rack on any other day fell over, she wouldn't think, oh, what is haunted in my house? You know what I mean? And then the doll moving on the chair, like we talked about earlier, yes, it did move, but remember how lightweight it was. A breeze could have knocked that. I mean, like if it was that lightweight and she had it kind of sitting up, even a light breeze or the house settling or anything like that, a tiny, tiny movement of the chair could make the doll fall over. So yeah, I really wanted to buy this doll. I actually legit wanted to buy it and test it out for myself because I love Halloween decorations anyway. So I was like, oh, I could use it for this video to test it out myself to see if it swings the way that I'm thinking it does. But it was unavailable. It wouldn't have gotten here before Halloween. And by the time that happens, I will forget. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is Kin Panama, and this is one that we're not really watching and reacting together. This is just more of a situation I need to explain to you guys because it's been going pretty viral. I've gotten tagged in it a lot, and I'm sure many of you want to know my feelings on it, even though you probably have a pretty good idea of how I feel. So Panama Kin on TikTok went pretty viral. It's a man who lives in Panama, and he seems to post a lot of like touristy videos. He's like lives there, but he posts a lot of like, oh, Panama is so beautiful kind of videos. Well, one day he posted a video about how a meteorite landed in his backyard, and we see this hole in his backyard and it has like fire in it. Some people might point out that they even see matches in there, but you know, whatever. And then he picks out this little silver nugget from the rubble of this hole. This little silver nugget was left by this meteorite. Now, to many people, this little metal foreign object thing that seemed to come from this meteorite looks a little bit like a potato spray painted silver. Yet again, whatever. Some people think it looks like a rock, or, you know, I think it looks like a potato personally, like a small potato. And he starts documenting what goes on from there. So he has this little potato, which eventually sprouts into this other little creature thing. I don't even know. And it continues to grow, and it continues to grow into what some might refer to as an alien. And it seems as though something or someone from another planet sent this down through, that's like what the implication is, that an alien life form kind of thing was sent through a meteorite onto Earth. There's videos of this thing of just being creepy. He's touching it without gloves, all this stuff. And it went pretty viral. This guy was getting millions of views every video for a while there. And in spite of the fact that, yes, there was a lot of people that were skeptical, so many people also believed this one, like genuinely believed this one. Like some people were like not sure, like kept saying, I'm not sure if this is real or not. It's not real, you guys. You could all rest easy tonight. There was no doubt in my mind that this was never real to begin with. So yet again, a lot of people were saying that this has to be AI, right? We've seen AI make videos of weird ass creatures before, and alien like creatures before. So that is something that I suspect that AI was used for this series. However, we know for a fact that it wasn't all AI. Now, I didn't need to debunk this because in my mind, it's quite obvious that not only is this fake, it's also pretty obvious to me because this would be on the news. This would be a massive story. If somebody uncovered an alien life form from a meteorite, you would have to turn this into the government. And so to me, it's just like, this would be a huge freaking deal if this was real. So that was enough for me. But the other thing is that the creator came out and said that himself that this was fake. he showed behind the scenes footage of how he made this, and it turns out it was just DIY arts and crafts time with his family in the house. So a big part of this little creature thing was made out of hot glue. You know how hot glue kind of turns rubbery after it dries, and he made this creature thing by using hot glue. He fashioned that with some fake plants, some of the fake plants, and then, you know, colored it in glossy paint as well as black paint and stuff like that to make this thing. I'm sure there are hidden motors somewhere to make it move, because I do think some of the movement is authentic in terms of it really being the thing. However, I am very suspicious that he used AI to make it move in other videos as well. AI is just getting better and better by the day, and it's going to change this video series because AI is making everything so convincing now, and it's just getting better and better. We're not going to be able to tell the difference here soon. So that's a whole other discussion, obviously. But yeah, so he came out and said that it was a hoax. This is how he did it. And so many people then were really, really, really upset or really just confused, or of course many people were like, oh well, the government, the NASA just came to him, or the Men in Black just came to him and made him put out a video saying that it was hoax. He's being forced to tell us that it was a hoax. The government did this for sure. Yeah, no, it is definitely real. It's like people will do freaking anything to believe the worst possible scenario. It's very odd to me. But then there was like this one guy who posted this clip in reaction to the news that this was a hoax.
So you mean to tell me Kim Panama been lying this whole time? I ain't trying to hear that social experiment crap like that, bro. You was lying. And you know you was lying, bro. Like I said, bro, you made over 544,000 followers, bro, off of lies. We all believed in you. Well, not all of us, but I definitely did.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry. But you saying that, like, dude, you lied. That implies that you truly, genuinely believed this. That it wasn't like, oh, maybe this is real. Like, no, you genuinely believed this. I not just this guy, many guys, many people just like this, really genuinely believing this. That's concerning to me. I don't know about you, but that is concerning. I don't like that. So that's a very abridged version / summary of everything that went down. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it for those of you who were curious. I never believed it to begin with. I've seen too many ARGs in my day to believe anything like this kind of thing being anything more than an art project. And I'm also scared for the ARG world after people start using AI for it and stuff. And it's just, people are, yeah, dead internet theory is real. It's scary. Anyway, okay, moving on to the next video. And this is from Appalachia Decay on TikTok is the account name. This is currently sitting at over 42 million views. It's a very quick video. Let's watch. So on screen it said, took this video to show my husband when he was at work when I was hearing what I thought were rats in our basement. So of course she posts lots of follow-up videos, and let's actually watch that one together because there is one where she gives a really quick little tour where she gives us the lay of the land of the downstairs.
All right, y'all, back in the basement. My husband's not home yet, but I figured we'll get this door open, see what we're working with. Come on. So these are the steps that lead out. I don't know what that is, but if you look, it's been sealed from the inside and the outside. So I don't know. We're just gonna close this back up, and I'll take a second and show you guys the rest of the basement too. So let's get this. Anyway, rest of the basement's more normal. You see, this is our other old creepy door, but it looks a little bit more normal. There's our furnace. There is just the back of the basement. We had a wall here, but we took that down. There's another room back here with some old doors. So not really much to see back here. Definitely creepy, but I don't know. Not much to show, I guess. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened with the door. I don't know. At this point, we're not sure what that was. At this point, we're kind of thinking just raccoons. Maybe mouse, maybe rats. But yeah, this is the rest of the basement. It's a little bit more normal, I promise. So
I'm dying. It's probably just raccoons, even though she said that it's sealed from the inside and the outside, and there's a door from the basement, but okay. Okay, if you didn't catch it in that video, though, the point of the second video was not just to show us a tour of the basement. The point of the second video is that the door that she closes, so that big creepy door, she closes it right in front of us, and it's like heavy, and she's got to shove it, and but then when she does the tour, she turns back around, and when she's filming as she goes out, as she's about to leave, you notice that the door is open again. So in that few seconds she took to tour the basement, something or someone opened the door again without us hearing it. I couldn't find any cuts in the video personally. I didn't see anywhere where this could have been. I mean, I'm not an expert, so that doesn't mean it wasn't edited, but like I didn't see any cuts or anything. It looked like one smooth video. So I don't think that's it. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any proof that this is set up. I don't have proof for a lot of these because we don't have enough information for actual proof that these are set up. But as usual, I still believe that this one is fake. If you look at the rest of this woman's account, she's one of us. She's one of us. She's one of the spooky people. She loves random, weird, spooky items. She shows other random stuff and, you know, games and necklaces and mugs and stuff in her videos. She does claim that her house is just haunted overall, which again, if hauntings are real, if ghosts are real, I'm not saying they are, but if they are, I would believe it. That's a pretty creepy old house. But my question is, how do we know that her husband or somebody else, a friend or whatever, didn't just lock themselves behind that door and rattle it for the first video? How do we know that she didn't do that? Yet again, very, very easy to set that up. So why wouldn't she have set it up? Now, for that second video where the door just miraculously is open again when we turn back around, I will admit that one's tricky. That one's good. That one is well done, regardless of the fact that all of these are fake. But still, very, very well done because we did not hear anything. We didn't see any cuts in the video. However, I do suspect that she made a big production of showing us how heavy and how loud that door is and how hard it is to lock. I have a feeling that she showed us that on purpose because, you know, I can understand keeping it closed, but why did you close it before taking the rest of the tour of the base? I don't know. Just seems a little odd that she made a point to show us how she closes that door and how loud it is. She does go into another room where there's a very, very loud fan or furnace or whatever it is going off that would mask sounds going on across the basement if somebody theoretically was behind her or was in the corner out of frame and went to go very, very carefully open the door. They could have lifted it up and been, you know, made care not to clink the metal and everything and could have opened it back up and then disappeared in that time. And just as a side note, not particularly for her, but anybody that lives in a quote unquote haunted house, the Venn diagram of old houses and haunted houses seems to have a pretty big overlap. And again, we kind of go back to, is it actually haunted or does older houses just tend to have a creepier vibe and then do things that you may attribute to a haunting if you are a believer? So hearing footsteps, hearing creaks, hearing this, weird drafts, all that could be explained by old houses settling or old houses not having good insulation. Again, I don't know for sure. It's also like old houses have a lot more history. So if hauntings and if ghosts are real, then they're more likely to be haunted because it's more likely that somebody passed away in that house or that the house has a lot of history. So I do get that. I am getting spooky vibes. Her basement is admittedly extremely creepy. And I do believe her that maybe, again, I'm an optimistic skeptic. So I do believe her that if ghosts are real, then perhaps her house is haunted. But I definitely think that these particular videos are set up. Okay, this next one, I'm just going to put the username on screen when you watch it. It's not really a name I can say. easily, but I got tagged in this one so many times, so I know that you guys want me to talk about it. The screen says, I watched this video back and forth and still can't figure out how the windows did that. My 7-year-old had a night terror last night and she suffered for a while. Please believe what your little ones say. She came running into my room and I had never seen her cry this bad before. She was doing okay and sleeping in her room alone for a while until now. I'm keeping her away.
What's wrong, Cora? Sweetie, what are you afraid of? You're scaring me, honey. I don't see anything.
Okay, she goes on to make follow-up videos, of course, and insists that this is real, insists that she did not set this up, and goes back to show us how the blinds work in the daytime. So she goes and shows us how the little wand attached to them, when you move it up, they turn up to close, and then when you pull it down, they pull down to close. She shows us that they're not remote operated or anything like that. Like, there's no way she could have done this from her phone. And I do believe her on that front. I do still think this one is fake. However, I will say, I think she wins today's video. So we'll explain that in just a second. So first of all, watch this video where she goes to show us how they're open and closed. So watch what happens in this video.
So I'm coming into the room to show you the blinds, which I have opened back up to demonstrate how they're closed. It's not electronic, it's not battery powered, That's not creepy. Trying my best not to freak out. So to close these blinds, you have to touch it and close it like that. That is the only way to close these blinds. There are no batteries or remotes here at all. No wires. You have to touch it and you have to close it like this. And there's no way I could have done that since I was standing on the opposite side of the room. And there is no way I could have closed all four at the same time.
So she shrieked, like full on visceral shrieked when the blinds did that thing, but then the door is moving on its own behind her and she has no reaction to that. Like, absolutely no reaction. Doesn't seem freaked out by that at all. Just a bored, jaded, well, that's creepy, in response to the door moving on its own. Now, it does look like the door is moving on its own, probably because she pushed it and there seems to be stuff on the handle. And if there's stuff on the handle that's pretty heavy, it would make sense that as she pushed it open, it would slowly keep opening on its own because of the weight of the stuff on the handle. So maybe she just knew that that was most likely what it was. So it was just in the video. So she just said that's creepy, but she had a logical explanation in her own mind as well. So she didn't bother freaking out about it. But still, just, I thought it was worth pointing out. She shows us how they open and close. She shows us that they do operate separate from each other, so you can open only one at a time. So to further show how weird it is that they all closed at the same time. Do notice that when she is showing us this in the video, notice that she pulls down most of the time, and the blinds can go up or down. So you can pull the wand down for them to close downwards or upwards to push them upwards. And in most of the follow-up videos, she shows us pulling the wand down, but notice that in the original video, in the original jump scare video, the blinds go up. It looks like the wands are being pushed up to push the blinds that way. Now, back to why I think this woman won the video today, won this month's TikTok debunking video, is because it's like I'm Penn and Teller and she has successfully fooled me and she gets the Fooled Us trophy now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna pretend like I know something that I don't. I don't know how she did this. I don't know how they did it. I do think it's fake. Just like every other video, it's either fake or there's some other explanation, like it's real, like she didn't set anything up, but there's some other explanation. But I cannot figure out for the life of me what it is. I don't know how she did this. The only thing I can fathom is that, so I do know that fishing line can be very elaborate. People don't just attach a fishing line to a chair and then pull it for a video anymore, right? I've seen elaborate fishing line things where people are hanging it up on the ceiling all across, like hanging it up on the wall and then attaching it to contraptions behind paintings and stuff so that they can move stuff all the way on the other side of the room. If she set this up, the only thing I can fathom, other than AI, of course, but I don't think this is AI, you know, the only other thing I could fathom is that her husband or somebody else in the family was out of frame in the closet or something, and they somehow strung up the wands on the top because they get pulled up, remember, not down. So they'd have to pull it on each individual wand and then have them all hooked up onto the ceiling and backwards or around the room somehow, and then have somebody pull it from somewhere in a perfect motion where the wands don't swing at all. So that almost seems less likely than a ghost, right? The other possible explanation is that they didn't set this up at all, but that this was just a fluke, and this had something to do with air pressure or something to do with a temperature change or something on the window outside. Like if something possibly hit the outside of their house, perhaps it just triggered all the windows to suddenly close on their own. It's just, again, that just seems so weird and unlikely considering they all close at the exact same time, all together in perfect unison. But of course, I would like to remind you that, like, remember, we don't know anything about this family. We didn't see what happened before they filmed. We didn't see what happened after they filmed. For all we know, she's an engineer, or maybe somebody in her family's an engineer and was able to use string to somehow set this up. But yeah, I don't know. So either way, while I do think it's not real, I don't think it's a ghost, I do have to say, snaps and claps for her, because she definitely fooled me. I can't figure it out. The reason overall that I still think this is fake is just because I keep going back to why would a ghost do this? And also, like, what is it for? Child ghosts, like, all like lined up and they all pushed the wand at the exact same time? You know, because like if it was just one ghost, they would theoretically only have two hands, right? So how would they have done all four at the same time, even if this was a ghost? And if it's a poltergeist or a demon, why would they just do this? Especially a demon. Some people think it's a demon and not a ghost. And it's like, it's a demon? Demons are evil. Demons are like love chaos and to be evil, and they choose to just mess with your blinds? Huh? That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. And then again, we just also go back to the fact that why are you filming this? Your daughter had a night terror recently and she's freaking out. She's 7. She's just a little baby basically. And she is so scared, hiding in the corner, and your first thought is to get your phone out and film. I'm not a mom, so I don't know. I have worked with children and sleeping children and babysat quite a bit. So I do know that if a baby or a child even is crying, if something's wrong, the last thing I am considering is taking my phone out. The first, I'm just rushing to them to make sure they're okay. I don't mean to mom shame. I'm actually not at all, because I think the daughter was in on this. I'm not mom shaming her, because I honestly think that there was nothing for her daughter to actually be afraid of. I honestly think that she was like, hey, you want to make a fun TikTok video with me? And then they set this up, right? So that the daughter wasn't actually scared. All the daughter had to do was kind of just stand by the corner and like act like she was scared. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not mom shaming, because I don't actually think that she picked filming and taking her phone out over her scared daughter, because I think that this whole thing was set up personally. So I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would love to know what y'all are thinking and what your theories are on this one. Okay, this next one is from the account Mosh Mob, and this is another Appalachia one. So I did notice in this video the weird groan at the beginning. I'll play that for you again here, but you hear like a weird zombie kind of sound at the beginning. And so I did find that weird, and thankfully somebody in the comments solved this one for me. This is audio from The Walking Dead. This is just audio from The Walking Dead. And specifically the person in the comments said that it was from season 6, episode 16. And I wasn't able to find the exact same audio, but I did find audio of this is the saviors in The Walking Dead, the whistler doing the whistles. That's a very distinct whistle kind of signal that they do in The Walking Dead. Here's a clip of that, not the same audio. And the creator hearted a bunch of the comments that were talking about this, that were talking about how this is The Walking Dead audio, which pretty much confirms to me that, yeah, he just filmed this video and then put the audio over it later and probably edited it to his liking. Okay, the next one is from Dustin Frazier. We're gonna watch that one because, again, I got tagged in it so many times.
Okay, so I'm just sitting here watching Scooby-Doo, you know. It has been storming on and off all night. You can see there is nothing standing over here, right? But look. What the fuck is that? Like, this is me. Like, the satellite went out because of the storms. So it wasn't working on the TV anyways. And like, but there's nothing there. And like, I turned,
Oh, it's so creepy. That's such a good one for Halloween. I love that video. And rightfully so. It went pretty viral on TikTok. A lot of Dustin's videos go viral on TikTok. I don't know what to say about that one. I think you guys should go look at Dustin's profile on TikTok because he has a lot of really, really great videos. So I think you should just go watch some of his videos and decide for yourself because I can't debunk this one. And FYI, Dustin is a friend of the channel. Hi, Dustin, if you're watching this. And I do really genuinely love his videos, and it delights me that they go viral so often and that I get tagged in them so often and people don't know that I've talked about him before. So yeah, go watch him for yourself and you could, I'm gonna let you decide. Okay, so the next one is from author Kyle Anthony.
Holy shit. What the fuck? I heard a noise and I came out here and this fucking door was open and now it just shut by itself. Jesus Christ. There's nobody up here. What what the fuck?
Okay, so a lot of people in the comments were suggesting that this is frogging, that this is like there's got to be somebody up there then, right? Like somebody up there who's hiding in the insulation or something like that, who like this guy's the victim, somebody's in your house, you know? And that's not it. Don't worry. That is not it. So remember, this person's account is author Kyle Anthony. This guy's an author. He's the creative type. He's the writer. He's good at writing stories. Let's just say that. So let's go to his page, shall we? Because I also remember another video that I got tagged in quite a bit and didn't realize until watching this video that this is the same account. So he also posted this video.
Well, I just saw the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Watch this. That looks like a person. Sorta. I screenshotted part of it and like brightened the image and stuff. It looks so freaky. Is there a person under my crawl space? Is there some like hidden tunnel where they're getting access to it somehow without opening it? There's nothing else on the camera. There's nobody going in.
That is so edited to me. That is so obviously edited. I've seen so many videos exactly like this one. Almost the same concept. This is just a little like he took a little video or a screenshot of his crawl space. He put a little overlay of a monster there and made it look like that. So then he has another video about his attic. On October 17th, he posted this. But then after that, he shows us the footage. So after the first incident, he put a camera up in the attic to see if he could catch anything or catch whatever was going on up there, whatever was making these rattling sounds and messing with the door and everything like that. So he shows us the footage from that time.
Y'all are wanting to see the security camera footage from when there was motion detected in the attic the other night. And you're also wanting to see the footage from when the attic door was rattling and opened by itself. So here we go. We're going to start with the footage from when there was motion detected. And here's some footage from when the attic door was rattling. As you can see, there's nothing there either time. There was nothing. I don't see anything. Do you see anything? I sure don't.
Very quickly, people in the first clip started pointing out that there was a figure in the background. So here are some edited versions of a screenshot of the first part of the video where there is clearly a figure in the background, and it looks a very similar editing style to that other video that we just watched of the creature in his crawl space. So he's got quite a few monsters just creepy crawling around his house, doesn't he? Secondly, yet again, he easily could have just taken any random footage of the attic with nothing there. He already edited the little figure into there, so he could have just added the sound effects afterwards as well. This would not have been hard to set up. Anyway, so back to the video we originally watched. The reason that I suspect that, I know this is set up, but the way that he did it, I believe, is that there was somebody up there, again, probably friend, family, what have you. Somebody was up there rattling the door, and then and then they quickly move out of the way, and then when he's opening the door, then the person is instructed to just stay in the corner and stay out of view of the camera, right? However, this person allegedly messed up a couple times. So again, I got help from the comments. I didn't find this on my own. People in the comments have amazing eyesight, and they were able to see 2 timestamps. At 52 seconds, you could see a chain whipping back and forth a little bit on the other side of the attic, almost like somebody was trying to duck out of the way. You could call it the monster or the figure or whatever doing that if you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that somebody was up there, because then again at 1 minute and 20 seconds you also see a shadow in the corner where his shadow, him taking the light is over here, so his shadow is like over here. I'll show you in the video, but his shadow is there, the guy taking this video, and then we see another shadow in the corner of like some movement of somebody. I don't know. That's suspicious to me. That's suspicious. So I personally think that it's very dark up there. And if he has a light just in the center, then it would be very easy to stay at the perimeter and kind of stay out of view of the camera to make it seem like that it was empty up there, but something was rattling the door. So yeah, this guy's just creative editing. Very well done, I guess, though, because it did have me for a second there. Okay. And our last TikTok for today is from Alexandra Sedlak, I think is how you say the last name.
Well, I was just walking in the cornfields, minding my own business. Typical Friday night in Indiana. Thought I was all by myself, but apparently I was not. I'm talking quietly because I'm a little frightened. This is happening. I'm gonna get closer. They're not even acknowledging their presence. And I don't really have any friends. I kind of wanted to do something fun tonight because it is a Friday, so I'm just gonna see what's going on. It's so weird. There's so many weird things happening out here all the time. You really never know. What? What? Here, I'll show you guys a better angle. Pretty night. Well, I guess I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit with my new friends, and yeah. So I hope you guys are having a good night too.
So that very, very creepy video. Again, great one for Halloween. I do love it. However, this is very clearly, if you go to her account, it becomes clear very quickly that this is not only set up, but her entire account is a satire and acting account. This is kind of her shtick, is dry sense of humor and weird kind of acting. So if you look at her account, she also posted this video. I'll show you a couple clips of that, something very similar.
Men are so cute because they're always finding new hobbies and new things to do with their time. I was just out here minding my own business with my Nutri-Grain bar. And this is what I came across in the middle of the road. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. And that's happening. I'm talking really quietly because it's weirdly quiet out here. But super adorable. I'm thinking about going over and talking to them. Normally something like this would scare me, but I've been through a lot lately, so this is pretty tame. What are you guys doing out here? Ah! Ah! I don't know why I didn't think that was as weird as it is before.
So she has multiple videos from different days, I believe, of her doing this. And then here's another video of her, like, this is what I'm talking about with satire and acting. Here's another example of her.
Just a girl minding my own business, going on a walk, wearing my Nirvana shirt. and a man comes running at me from out of the cornfields, and he says, "Name 3 songs," and I thought I was prepared. I thought I was prepared for the moment when that would finally happen, and I messed it up. I messed it up.
So yeah, this whole account is just a satire attempt. That's kind of just like what she does. And this is very clear that she had people that she knew that she put white robes on them and then had them do this. I wonder if that scarecrow though with the creepy mask is something that they did, or if it just, I wonder if that inspired her to make these TikToks. Like, I wonder if she goes to that cornfield and she has seen that weird scarecrow that people have made in the past. So it sparked a really good idea for like, hey, I'm going to dress people up in cult looking clothing and have them just be staring at it. So very clever. I do like it. It did creep me out. So A+ on that one. If you guys want more content on my Patreon, we're working on the King Fed Iceberg right now. Just an FYI, you have to be mid-tier or above to watch it, and it is available on BitChute or Dropbox to watch, because I can't put it on YouTube because it's too uncensored and crass. Not graphic visually though, of course. It's just graphic in my language and everything like that. So yeah, FYI, if you're interested in that, parts like I think 1 through 7 are out now. And also just a quick reminder that I have a second channel where I read your personal scary stories. It's kind of like my podcast channel. It's a sister channel to this channel, and there is a lot of new videos up there now because I'm doing like a 7 days of Halloween thing over there. So if you like just me reading scary stories and reacting to them fairly blindly, you might enjoy that channel. That's all we do over there. It's very niche. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Balessa for sponsoring today's video, and thank you to all of my Patreons. Special shout out to our newest top tier aliens, and our newest top tier this week is Ethereal Viper. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Hela dagen.